Hey everybody, this is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com here in San Diego, California. Today I'm going to cover installation of a Bluetooth headset in your existing helmet. There's tons of options out there. There's also lots of options for helmets that have built-in Bluetooth. And as what I've found is I have a favorite type of helmet usually, and the Bluetooths that usually are included with the helmets aren't always the best quality. So I've been looking at a lot of different Bluetooth headsets, and the best bang for the buck is this Sena. Street price is always under $100 for this. It's a nice quality product. You can do Bluetooth connectivity for making a phone call, or most likely music on your phone, or a podcast, whatever you want to listen to if you're going on a longer ride, or listen to navigation directions. In addition to that, it does have an intercom, which is useful if you have a passenger on your scooter or if you're riding with somebody else. This one will sync up to another 3S Sena, and probably the other higher end Senas as well. Find it's nice and easy to install. Everything's really streamlined. Reason for this video is I just lost my U-Clear Bluetooth on my Commuter helmet. Kind of went rolling down the freeway. It was really clunky, and I've just had it for a lot of years, and it was starting to fall apart, the case. Electronically, it was working perfect, but time for a new one, and I figured I'd share the installation of this in my helmet. So our part number for the Sena 3S is HECOM, so HECOM. We always have these in stock. Pretty popular item for us. A lot better than some of the cheaper stuff out there that's kind of not so desirable, doesn't connect up to your phone. I don't really like messing around with junky electronic products that aren't supported. Cool thing about this is they update the firmware, so it's always compatible with the latest phones, and if there's a bug, they'll fix it. It's a big company. You get the whole Bluetooth assembly. I think the battery is in one of the headphones. These are the left and right headphone transducers. This is your connector with a little indicator. Uses the old school micro USB. Includes a USB cable. Doesn't include a charger, but I figure if you're installing something like this, you're pretty adverse with smartphones, and you have plenty of USB chargers around your house. It includes a Velcro and an extra double stick tape, all high quality 3M, very high bond stuff. Pretty simple to install in most helmets, and let's jump into getting this installed. All right, let's jump into it. This is my everyday Commuter helmet, my Nolan. It's pretty beat up, but I still like it. Still has a good face shield, and it's not too stinky on the inside. Originally, it came with the Nolan Communicator. That thing didn't last at all. It was a piece of junk. So there's the hole where that connector is. I don't know what helmet you have, but you're going to need to figure out how to take the liner out or partly disassemble it. You may not need to take the liner all the way out, but you know, we're going to get access to things. This thing kind of snaps apart. That's typically the way most helmets pull apart. They have buttons and snaps that hold all the various layers of the liner together. This has got this plastic thing. You can see part of the liner pulling away. Mainly is what we want to get access to is the spots where the earphones would go. And fortunately, with most new helmets, they have a cutout in the foam, inner protective foam of the helmet, where you could put the audio transducers. So kind of get familiar with tearing down your helmet. Yeah, I'm not going to go into all the details. Of course, every helmet's a little different, but you can see it, everything just kind of pulls away. Probably be a good time to clean all this stuff, but whatever. I'm not going to do that. But you see it's a bunch of plastic snaps that kind of hold all this stuff together. Separates out. That looks like something that was supposed to stay with the helmet, but whatever, this helmet's starting to deteriorate. Probably need to retire it soon. But there you go. You can see where the audio transducer will fit with no issues. So you have the whole setup. All the wires are fixed on it. There's a left and a right. Not sure how critical that is. So if the helmet's facing forward, you got your left one on this side. I think, if I recall, this one is your right, and the left is this side. So it's got the FCC ID on that one. Typically, you want to see if it fits in there. It looks like that thing's small enough that I don't need to carve out any of the foam. You got the microphone, so kind of figure out the best position for all this stuff. One thing before you put any of the Velcro in, you got to clean everything. You could use rubbing alcohol, or I have this adhesive remover here, some type of solvent. But put some on a rag, just some type of real thin solvent that's not going to deteriorate anything. So everything that's going to get adhesive on it is going to be wiped down, and of course inside the helmet. This has got, you know, a nice little foam well. You probably don't even need to use the adhesive. I'm sure it would just stay in place, but probably to do a little bit better job, you want to do that. If you have a much older helmet, you may need to do a lot of carving, which I'm not could speak for if that's the safest idea to do, but you know, use your own judgment if you're going to modify your helmet. If it's an old helmet, recommend just starting with a fresh helmet. That's a little bit more compatible with these kind of accessories. This is the soft side of the Velcro. And of course I'm having trouble separating it, but you can just put it right into the well, and you don't need to get too accurate with anything. You don't see it. It's all buried behind the foam cheek pad. Once you get that in there, so that's the little microphone, this little pellet looking thing, and that's your audio controls. So let's get that popped in place, and of course you get multiple tries because this Velcro, you can pull this whole setup out, put it in a different helmet. Not that big of a deal to do that. And they use this nice ribbon cables that are nice and flat, so you're able to snake the parts through. So I'll put the audio control, I'll just put that through when I reassemble the helmet. The microphone, I'll probably feed that through where the latch goes and find a spot to put that where it's approximately in front of my face. Obviously a little difficult with a modular helmet. Move on to the other side. You have this wiring that you want to snake through the liner. You're on the back side. You don't want to have any of the wires entangled with the rest of the helmet. There's a little charge lead. Probably just pop it right out of this hole here and have it right to the side. That's the hole where originally they had a charge cord for the Nolan audio. So let's get this a little further apart. Pop the snaps. And I probably don't even need to fully dismantle this. You can see there's some leftover Velcro in here from the prior speakers I had in here, transducers. So we got that clean, got this all adhered to the transducer there. Easy enough. The wires are kind of tucked in there, and go back and nicely tuck all the wires into place. No big deal there. And that's pretty much it for the right side there. Make sure you snap everything back into place. You know, one thing, sometimes if you have a really cheap helmet, it may not have the liner may not come out, so you're going to have much more trouble there, so just keep that in mind. And get that through there. Let's see what we can do here. Get all the snaps back into place. what's remaining here? So we got the microphone, the charge jack. You could see where I had the buttons before. Fortunately, they have a nice little slot right there. Just cover up that area. Again, you want to have some solvent, kind of clean everything. If there's any wax on the helmet, it's not going to adhere all that well. So. Nice thing is you do get an extra adhesive strip for the button control. I do like the Sena. They have just easy, simple interface, just 2 buttons. I don't like the ones that have like 4 buttons. You know, it's like the last thing you want to do is be playing with different buttons on your Bluetooth while you're trying to use the helmet. Just get familiar with how to turn on and off and answer the calls, all that stuff. So that just pretty much sticks right there. Let's see what we could do about this here. If that doesn't quite reach, I'm fine with it just out the back too as well. But let's see if we can get it through the hole. I can even drill a little hole in this plastic here and probably zip tie it if I wanted to. So there we go. I think we'll be able to get that. So pretty much everything's buttoned up. I have everything snapped together. Got the microphone pulled through the one chin strap. So what I found looks like a good spot is just right on this little area. It's actually already has Velcro. It sticks to it just fine. But if you have a hard surface inside your helmet, it includes this little piece of Velcro that you can adhere to the plastic inside the helmet. Just keep in mind you want to keep it out of the wind. The microphone's going to work best with the helmet closed where it's not getting any wind turbulence near it. It doesn't need to be directly in front of your mouth per se, but just somewhere where the wind's not going to affect it and you're going to get extra wind noise. But that pretty much kind of sums up installation. I'll do something a little bit better for the charge jack, you know, a little zip tie or something to hold it. There's a little screw that I need to put back. The helmet's a little beat up, but let's show the functions of this and how to pair to a phone. Super simple. And whatever, we'll go into Bluetooth. You can see I have plenty of other stuff attached to the phone, but pretty much turn the Bluetooth on. Just you hold the plus and the minus, and that's how you turn it on. So hold it for about 1 second. One thing I don't like about this is on the left-hand speakers where the indicator light that lights up blue or red. And it'd be nice if they had it on the little charge jack. I mean, it's got a little red LED that indicates when it's charging, but so you turn on your Bluetooth and pair up a phone. You want to hold the plus key, which is the front one, for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's obviously easier if you have the, if you can see the LED. I could pull the phone back and look at the LED. The phone pairing mode, it would be the blue and red alternative flashing, and you see Sena 3S version 1.4. Like I said, you could update the firmware. Pretty much as simple as that. Whatever phone you have, they've gotten Bluetooth down pretty good nowadays on newer stuff. So now that's connected. You can see it's connected right there. So the audio should pipe right through to it. A couple basic functions on it. Has a quick reference, and then it's got this IKEA-ish pictorial reference card here. So power on and off, plus and minus for about 1 second. You tap the plus, which is the forward key, or tap the minus to change the volume. Intercom stuff, you could stop intercom by holding the minus. The pair, like I said, 5 seconds on the plus key. You can pair to multiple phones and other devices, such as a GPS or sat nav, whatever. Intercom, you obviously need to pair it to the other headset, so it has the functions on that. To skip your music, hold the plus key for 2 seconds to skip the next song, or minus to go back. 1 second to stop your music on the plus key. And if the phone's ringing, just hit a short tap on the plus will answer. End looks like it's 2 seconds, and some other modes. Obviously the quick reference, there's more functions that they show you there. You could download the manual at www.sena.com to see the full manual for this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. For something that's electronic, pretty simple once you know the basic functions of it. So there you go. Got music while you're riding. If you go into maps, obviously, if you set the audio, you could listen turn by turn and not have to look at your phone, which is much safer. So for the modern scooter rider, I find this is a pretty good upgrade. Do you know anybody that's married to their cell phone? You're going to love navigation, all that stuff, and it's so much nicer to have it all piped through to your headphones. And one thing, if I'm on the highway, I'll put earplugs in, and if you turn this to the maximum volume, you will be able to hear the music. It's attenuated a little bit through the headphones, but that's probably the safest way, kind of keep from hearing loss. Like I said, there's many different Sena models available, but for the price, this one you can't beat it. So until next time, it's Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and Scooter West here in San Diego. Check us out. Have a good ride.